Should you transpose? Are you a bad musician? Are you nothing if you use the transpose button on your keyboard? In this video, I'm going to talk about this whole conversation of transposing that seems to come up at least 2 or 3, 4 times a year and always gets uproar about it. And I'm going to talk about what's really behind it. And at the end of this video, I'm going to do something that a lot of people don't do when they're talking about this. I'm going to actually go to the keyboard and I'm going to show you a method to learn how to play in all your keys if you want to play in whatever key you want to play in. So it's funny how social media brings out the worst in a lot of us musicians and just people in general. I always find that funny. But what's really behind a lot of this rhetoric and a lot of people coming out and saying that, oh, you're not a good musician or you're nothing or you're not as good as me and all of this if you don't know how to play in all keys and if you transpose, it's really an insecurity problem. It really is. Think about it. People who learn how to do something, they've gotten to a point to where they can do something, they've achieved something like playing in all keys. Something that's, not really that important in the grand scheme of things, by the way. But they learn how to do something like that, and then they use that as a tool to not only make themselves look better, but to denigrate other musicians and other people. That's like the weirdest thing to me. Like you've achieved something, you've gotten there, and now you want to talk about other people that haven't gotten there yet, even though you had to go through the process of getting there. It's the craziest thing. And this is coming from a musician. Listen, I have a degree in music. I've gone through school. I've played songs, classical songs, 50 pages long in the key of A and the key of D and all of these keys that people don't know how to play in or don't like to play in. And I'm trained. I'm fluent in all the keys on the keyboard. But in no way does that make me better than you as a musician, better than anyone else. In fact, I know a guy who plays keys, and keys is not his primary instrument, but he plays keys and he literally can only play in one key. Well, now he probably can play in like 1 or 2 keys, but he plays mainly in one key and he transposes everything. But when I tell you, this dude is sick in the key that he plays in, like straight cold. So we're on keys together. He's transposing and he's killing me. I'm looking at like, dude, like, what is that? Show me that kind of stuff, because he's killing and he knows the keys like that. Now, anybody in the audience don't know that we're doing that or don't know that he's transposed, but he's killing on the keys. So I bring that up to say that playing in all keys literally is just not this thing that people should be glomming onto. So it's weird that we get egos about it. That's just the weirdest thing to me. And then for you to come out and really just talk about other musicians and denigrate them over something you can do, that's an insecurity problem to me. See, what that tells me is that you've really had nothing else to glom onto in life, and nobody has talked up to you and gave you the props that you needed. So you're in this little boy baby state of, I got to glom on to the little stuff that I can glom on, and I can play in all keys, and that makes me bigger, and that makes me the better musician, and I'm better than you. So I'm going to get on social media and say that everybody that can't do it or everybody that uses transpose, they're not a good musician. They're nothing. They're this, and I'm the one who can do it. See, it's an insecurity issue. It's really propping yourself up. That's really what it's about. And I guess the funny part about it is that, those of us who are out here doing the work, who are putting in work and learning and growing, no matter what stage we're at, no matter if we're beginners to advanced, we're still learning and growing. What happens is we realize that the more that we learn and grow, that there is more to learn and grow. So when somebody gloms onto something like that and starts talking about it, it literally lets me know that they're probably stagnant. They've achieved the only thing that they can achieve, and they think that they've arrived. This is the pinnacle of it, and I have nothing else to do. You need to get like me. So, hey, you're nothing if you're not playing in all keys. That's the strangest thing to me. So when people are out here on social media talking about this stuff, those, and I'm talking to now musicians who haven't gotten to the point yet where you're able to play in all keys. Trust me, it's fine. You're okay. It's a process that all of us went through. Every last one of us. Playing the piano, playing keyboard is one of these things that when you transpose or when you play in different keys, your mind literally have to shift and think different. It's not like guitar or like bass, where when you play in the bass and you need to go to another key, you literally just go up a fret or down a fret. In most cases, depending on like, what song you're playing and how many strings you got on your bass or guitar. And most instruments are like that. Whereas keyboards, your entire hand structure, the way that you put your hand on the keys, the feel, the way that your hands have to stretch, and the way that your mind has to think about it is different. Like you have to do stuff different when you're playing in different keys. And that's not an easy thing for everybody to do. And that is okay. Trust me, you'll get there. It's not a thing to where you're nothing or you're less than because you can't do that yet. So I really, really wanted to get that out. And, I really want to be fair and say that it's different if someone comes out and says something like, hey, I really advise musicians to learn to play in all keys. It's something that really opens up a world of music to you, opens up a world of understanding of the keyboard and how to play and of music in general. And, it's okay that you're not there yet, but go ahead and start working on it. And if you need some help, reach out to me. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, I'm one of the people who advises people. I do think it's a good thing to learn to play in all keys because it does just what I just said. It opens up a world of music, open up a world of understanding about the keyboard and just about music in general and how everything relates to each other. And it's really fun because you start to see like, oh, like this chord is the same chord that I play in that song. And it's just different because it's an A, or this run or this riff or this lick is the same, or it's different this way. And it really opens up this world to you. So it's really a fun thing to do. So don't let these people out here on social media, make you feel like you're less than. Now, I also want to say something about the people who are always responding to this kind of stuff. One of the things that feeds the negativity on social media is the gas that's put on the fire. And I don't think that people realize the gas that they put on the fire. When you go and you start responding to and giving a opposite take and all of that kind of stuff. And I get why we do that. And I do it sometimes too. So don't hear me wrong that like, hey, you shouldn't do this all the time. But you got to understand, I think we need to be really a bit more careful about like, let stupid people be stupid people. And here's the thing about people that's stupid and that say and do stupid stuff like, hey, you are nothing, or you can't do this because you're not like me and you're not like this. They tend to go away. See, if I'm right about it being an insecurity issue, what these people are looking for is attention. And you're giving them attention by responding to and starting arguments and stuff about everything they say. A lot of the stuff, we just got to let stupid people be stupid. And that's just how it works. So really, that's the big thing here. Like don't get all up in a bunch about a lot of the stuff that people are talking about. This whole ego trip that people be on. Listen, we're all musicians. We're all, no matter what level we're at, no matter advanced, intermediate, beginner, whatever, we're all learning. We're all growing. And it's not up to me as someone who's a 30-year veteran in the field to come out and say the entire process that I went through from beginner to intermediate to advanced, or however you want to define it. The process that I'm going through or that I went through, I'm going to get through that process and then talk about the people who haven't got through the process yet. Again, that's just the craziest thing to me. Think about somebody running a marathon. They all start at the starting line, and inevitably in a marathon, what is a marathon? 24 miles, 20, however miles it is. Inevitably, there are going to be people who get to that finish line of the marathon quicker than others. isn't it stupid for someone to get to that finish line and then look back at the people who haven't got there yet and start talking about them and saying that they're nothing and that they can't run and they shouldn't be in the race and that, they're just less than? How dumb would that be? This is the equivalent of what's going on when we're talking about this whole transpose issue. So again, it's not, don't let the social media stuff get to your head. It's not a big thing. Let's let it be. Let's stop talking about this transpose issue. For me, my position, I don't care if you can transpose on every song. Do you know the music? You got the music now. Can you play it? Is it going to sound good? Bam, we're done. I don't care what you're doing in your personal time and how you use transpose and all of that. Let's get the music done. And I think that that's the best way to think about it. So that said, let's go over here to the keyboard because I'm going to really show you a method. I teach this method to all my students, and it's a method that I used to learn to get fluent in all of the keys when I was learning to, play as well. And it's a method that just works. I mean, literally just works. If you follow it, if you stick to it, I promise you it really works, and it's really simple. So let's go. Let me show you that now. Hey, let me ask you a question. Are you still playing $7,500 gigs and wondering why your music career isn't moving forward? Do you feel stuck, burned out? Well, if you're tired of hustling, I want to invite you to my free 3-day challenge called From Burnout to Booked. It's designed for musicians just like you to get more gigs, raise your rates, and finally get clear on your music path. You'll walk away with a proven roadmap, real coaching, and a strategy that just works, whether you're in a major music city or not. Just scan the QR code that's on the screen or click the link in the description of this video to save your spot. And if you want my personal help, make sure you get in on the VIP experience. Let's get you booked, paid, and back in control. Now back to the video. So it's really easy to learn to play in keys that you don't know how to play in. What we're going to do here is a method that's really, really simple. What we're going to do is take a song that we already know. So let's take the song, the congregational song, I Love You, Lord, Today. And A flat is the key that everybody kind of knows how to play in. So we'll start it in A flat. So the song, I love you, Lord, today. That song. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to transpose this song to A. We're going to learn how to play it in A. Really, really simple process. So all you're going to do is you're going to take all of the chords that you know in A flat. So take this first chord, the A flat chord. What I'm playing here is an A flat 9. So the A flat 9. I'll take that. And then the first chord what I'm going to do is just take everything up a half step to A. So here, take it up a half step, take it up a half step, half step, half step, half step, half step, right there. Now we have our first chord in A. So I love you, that chord. So once you get this chord under your fingers, let's start here. So you get this chord under your finger. So you kind of let yourself get used to playing the chord a little bit because, I mean, these keys can be a little funny. That's the thing about keyboard is trying to play in other keys. The fingering and stuff can be different. So you just let your fingers get used to playing this chord here. Let yourself go away from the keyboard and just come back and do this. So you know the chord without having to kind of do this transpose thing, without having to start on A flat and then go up here. So take your hands off, think about it for a minute, just go back. You've learned the one chord now in A, right? So keep doing that over and over. Love you. So somebody's singing I love you. You got their first chord. Now, let's go back and play the song in A flat so I can show you the chord structures that I'm going to use to transpose. So it's here. All I'm doing is an A flat it in. Love you, the simple way to play it. I love you, Lord, today, because you care for me. Such a special way. Why I'll praise you, lift you up, magnify your name. That's why my heart is filled with praise. Real simple way to play it, right? I mean, you can get more complex than that. So what we'll do is kind of take that whole thing up a half step. So what I'm playing here in A flat, I'm doing is I love you. Then I'm going up to the 2 chord. Love you. Many ways you can play that. You can just pure 2, just the B flat minor chord you can do. If that's the way you play it, that's the chord we're going to transpose. So now what we have here, 2 chord in A flat. Take that chord up a half step. got it. So now you can feel it and see it under your fingers. The B minor chord. So really simple, right? Now you got 2 chords. And what you're going to do now is once you have that, let's go back and play those 2 chords together. So love you, right? You got 2 chords now in the key of A. Just let yourself get used to playing that. So over and over and over again. Once you get that down, you can kind of play with it a little bit. You can play some, right? You can do all of that while you're playing. Just give yourself a chance to get these chords down under your fingers. Don't rush it. Don't worry about runs and riffs and notes and all of that kind of stuff. Right now, we're not trying to transpose all of it. We're just trying to get the basics down. So you just play. So now you're going to take that whole song, everything that you were doing in A flat. So all of that. Let's take that. And then once you get it all down, once you've done that, this whole process that we're talking about, you can learn to play this song, just this one song, in a day. We're not talking about a long period of time. Once you have that down, and then what you're going to do is go through this process with other songs. And as you keep doing that, it's going to open up A to you. It's going to be like, oh, okay, I kind of understand how A now relates to this key and how this chord is the same in this key. Is just, a different fingering or whatever. So you'll start to see all of it. And then you can finally get, so we'll start with in A. So real simple, right? You can get fancy with it if you want. Praise you, lift you up. You can get as fancy as you want. Turn it around. Turn it around again. And something crazy on the end if you want to. Really, really simple. And you just get yourself used to playing that stuff. Again, don't worry about all of these, don't worry about runs and all of that kind of stuff. You can get all of that later. You'll start to see how all of the runs and riffs and stuff will relate to these keys once you learn how to play in them. It's not really that difficult. I promise you, once you go through this process with a few songs, you just learn a couple of songs in that key, and it's going to open up a world to you where you can just do all of the stuff that you want to do. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to be scared of A. Solos gets up and singing A. You're like, okay, let's go. Whatever it is. In sadness, you're the laughter that Jesus, you're the center of my joy. Like, it don't matter. Like, you can just flow with it, man. Like, it's not that difficult, but you got to allow yourself a chance. Don't get all up in arms about like playing the riffs and runs and trying to do everything that you can do in A flat. In A, it's not necessary right now. Nobody can do that, no matter how much they tell you. Well, not nobody. Most musicians can't do that. Like all of the easiest key we all play in is D flat. Like all this stuff we do in D flat, Most of these musicians can't do all of those runs the same way that they do in D flat that they can in A. It's just not how the fingers and how the mind works. So don't worry about all of that right now. It'll come. Just get this process under your fingers. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know if this helps. Comment in the comment section if you can play an A, if you can play an E and D and G and all of these keys that a lot of musicians have been scared of over the years. And I'll see you in the next video.